There's the fumble and an alert. Who was that came in there? Dave Brown came in there, one of the older veterans.
The crowd of some 80,000 in Cleveland is on its feet. On the 20-yard line, Jim Zorn on 1st and 10. The Seahawks with a 10-3 lead. Zorn, short drop to Largent. He's got it out of bounds at the 28-yard line. Larry Brazil there to force him out, short of the first down. But it presents the Seahawks, Dave, with an optimum situation here. Short yardage on 2nd down.
It's a classic 2nd down and 1 or 2. You can go for the long pass, but it's surprising to see Steve Largent catch that quick out. That's been one of the problems that Larry Brazil, number 47 of Cleveland's had, is that he does not play up on his wide receivers. And they can go back to that pass anytime they want to.
There's the one setback offense. Warner starts inside, dances outside, and then goes back inside and picks up the first down.
Now, you know, he didn't make much yardage on that. He didn't make hardly, well, he made the first down. But he had about 5 or 6 moves on that play, and you can see it as evidenced in our linebackers. Look at him here, going inside, going back outside, and there's Warner back inside. He's got more moves, and boy, I can't even tell you. He is an outstanding player.
He keeps that up. He's going to blow out a few spikes here before the '83 season ends. First down, Seahawks. Zorn to Taylor. First down out of the midfield stripe. Check that. Charlie Young, 6'4", 11th year out of Trojan country. Clarence Scott on the tackle.
Phil, that's one of the leaders that they brought in here, that Chuck Knox brought in here, Charlie Young, 11-year veteran. Chuck Knox knew that he had to have some stability in his veterans. He had to bring in some players to give stability to not only his offensive line with Reggie McKenzie, but to his wide receivers. With the resurgence of a young Kurt Warner, he brought in Charlie Young for that stability and that factor. And Charlie's going to give him 2 or 3 really good years. Also, Harold Jackson was another person that he brought in.
The fullback, Hughes through the right side on his feet to the Cleveland 45-yard line. Tom Cousineau slipping out to the left side to bring him down. You talk about Warner's worth as a ball runner and receiver. Take a look here.
He's not only a runner, he's a blocker. That's a good block right there. That's how I used to block when I ran at Penn State. And look who he's going against. Chip Banks. No slouch in the NFL.
2nd down and 5. 5 minutes, 3 seconds to play in the 3rd quarter. It is 10-3 Seattle. Warner will get just about back to the line of scrimmage before Ambrose shuts it off. Scores around the league. Washington stepping it out over the undefeated Raiders, 20-7.
Oh no.
Now, the only noise the Raiders have made, 99-yard pass from Plunkett to Branch. Look at this one. San Francisco leading New England 23-6. Wershing's kicked 3 field goals in that one. Cincinnati managing to stay just ahead of the Baltimore Colts. Largent in motion. The shotgun on 3rd and 5. Flag goes down. The play will be whistled off. And when that happens, it is against the offense. Illegal procedure.
With the noise situation that we have here today, we've got almost 80,000 people screaming here for their defense to play well. It's very hard for those offensive linemen to make their initial line calls and yet hear the snap count. Plus the fact that Zorn, rather than up on the line, is back in a shotgun position about 5 or 6 yards off the ball, so it even complicates the hearing of the snap count.
Dave, so often we hear that an offensive line is a great pass blocking line, but a so-so run blocking line. Why is it so difficult to be proficient at both?
Well, really, it takes 2 types of players to be great at each one of those. As a run blocker, you have to have tremendous strength. You have to be able to leg strength, drive, initial charge off the ball. As a pass blocker, you have to be a finesse type person. You can't be overpowering. You have to play with the man. You give yardage grudgingly.
There is no foul. The lineman was in a 2-point stance and did not break at 3. 3rd down.
Incidentally, Joe Norman, linebacker with the Seahawks, a knee injury. He will not return today. We are uncertain as to the severity of that injury. It is 3rd and 4. Dan Dornick has come in, and he is the man Zorn likes to go to on 3rd and short. Watch Dornick. He'll go downfield. Harold Jackson. No catch. He came down with the ball, but he was out of bounds, and Dornick was wide open.
Oh, boy, what a catch by Harold Jackson. 16 years in this league he's played. Watch the effort as we look on the end. Now watch Harold Jackson there. Coming into your screen, look at that effort to catch that ball and stay in bounds. He doesn't run like a 16-year-old player, does he? I should say 16 years in the NFL.
Well, if he hangs around a few years, he'll make something of himself.
I told him today my exciting moment was when I got his bubble pin card.
Jeff West will kick it away, and he's got a boomer. Heading for the sidelines, and Dino Hall will watch it sail. Another good punt inside the 20-yard line, and out of bounds, out near the 12, possibly the 13. Jeff West has done it again, succeeds in putting the Browns deep in their own territory here in the 3rd quarter.
Today you need an oil this good. You need Quaker State.
When your engine's this new, you gotta protect your investment. You need an oil this good.
When your engine's this old, it needs extra care. You need an oil this good.
Small engines work so hard.
They demand an oil this good.
These motor oils are refined exclusively from Pennsylvania grade crude. Quaker State is so good, it's America's best-selling motor oil.
New cars,
Old cars.
Small cars.
Today you need Quaker State. You need an oil this good.
Here comes the hottest selling Chevrolet today. The fun-to-drive front-drive Cavalier. Fire up 2 liters of electronically fuel-injected fun and experience more horsepower than the top 3 imports. The minute you feel Cavalier before, you'll know what makes Cavalier the hottest selling Chevrolet today. Chevrolet! And you, taking charge.
That punt just a moment ago by Seattle's Jeff West, 33 yards. He's averaging 37 yards today, well under his 1983 season average. But, Dave, that total number isn't always the proof in the pudding.
That's a very misleading figure. He has had about 0 yards returned, 2 or 3.
Sight on 1st and 10, play action. Logan out pattern, will not be able to get it before he goes out of bounds. This is where the quarterback controversies tend to heat up in situations identical to this one. You got Seif and McDonald going into the regular season right up to the final week. It was uncertain who would be number 1. Your ball club is down now by a touchdown. 3:49 to play in the 3rd period. As you take a look at the number 2 man in the scheme of things, and you wonder what San Rutigliano might be thinking right now.
Well, McDonald has indicated this year that he wants to go somewhere else and play. He's not satisfied riding the benches. It's a very tough position to sit there and wait for an opportunity and hope that somebody gets hurt for you to make an opportunity to play.
Now Sight drills it into Harry Holt. Shelton Robinson is right on top of him. It'll be short of the 1st down by about a yard, I believe. The officials say he got it. Our angle a bit deceiving. Clock continues to run. 3:24, 3:23 to play in the 3rd period. The 30-yard line, a pickup of about 8. Again, Shelton Robinson. They are really running at number 5-7.
Yes, they are. You want want to see what a hole looks like in the offensive line. Here's the hole. Here's a stunt game right there. There's the hole. It's a perfect cross block. They caught him in a stunt. That's a little bit misleading in that Jacob Green was on a stunt with the linebacker. But you know, an interesting thing we talked about, 8 out of the 9 drives the Browns have started on have been well inside the 20-yard line.
Again, Pruitt. This time he is stacked up. Jeff Bryant, the right defensive end. Kenny Easley also there to finish him off. A couple of scores here. Pittsburgh leading the Houston Oilers 14-7. Cliff Stout, a touchdown pass.
Well, you know what's interesting about that game? A team that's not doing well will always play well against a team that is top.
And take a look at this one. Philadelphia over Atlanta 21-14.
Two teams that certainly feel they have a division title chance.
1:38 to play here in the third quarter. Here comes Pruitt. He's got a first down, still on his feet to the 40. And he just ran right through the tackle of Jeff Bryant.
Well, when you talk about Greg Pruitt, you have to talk about leg strength, vision, speed, size. There's a lot of words. But this is effort. Watch this effort right here when he's caught right there. There's another 2-3 yards. He's always falling forward. Tremendous strength. Mike Pruitt, what a player.
We have an injury, and it is Jeff Bryant. We'll be back to Cleveland in a moment.
Make your move to Chevrolet's new Celebrity. Move into the comfort of more passenger room than 98 out of 101 imports. Move into Celebrity and the traction of front drive. Try to find any other front drive automobile that gives you more passenger room for less.
Chevrolet.
And you.
Taking charge.
Seguin, Texas and Milwaukee both mean something great to these guys. Seguin means barbecue at its biggest and best. And Milwaukee means beer. Cold, crisp, old Milwaukee beer. And smooth, golden old Milwaukee Light.
And old Milwaukee.
And old Milwaukee Light.
Tastes as great as their name.
You know, it doesn't get any better than this.
Moments ago in Pittsburgh, Houston looking for their first win of the year, but they've got the lead. Cliff Stout rolls out as chased. He throws it on the run, 51 yards to Walter Abercrombie. Pittsburgh regains the lead. Let's go back to Cleveland.
Thanks, Len Berman. The question is, Dave Rose, can the Steelers ride the arm of Cliff Stout for an entire season?
Well, he's not a Terry Bradshaw, that's for sure. But the Pittsburgh Steelers have got an arsenal back there with Franco Harris that they can play against anyone.
1 minute, 8 seconds to play on a turning clock here at Cleveland Stadium. The Seahawks with a 10-3 lead. First and 10. Here's Pruitt again. As long as you can chew up 7, 8, 9 yards a carry, keep throwing it to number 43. And Pruitt is doing just that. Shelton Robinson on the stop with help from John Harris. Chicago Bears pumping the Broncos 24-7. Nathan Poole, a 15-yard run for Chicago in the third period. And San Francisco, Montana to Dwight Clark from 13 yards away with 1:30 left in the third quarter. 30-6, 49ers. Watch this play go. Harry Holt, and he might have made a yard on the end around. Dave Brown.
What an outstanding play by Dave Brown on this number 22. He never gets fooled on the reverse. As he comes into your picture, you see him break down perfect. He'll be coming in left of your screen right there. Breaks down perfect. And watch him trying to get the ball out here at the end. Just trying to dig that ball. A perfect tackle.
At the end of the third quarter, the score, Seattle 10, the Browns 3. We'll be right back after these messages from your local station.
Tomorrow, it's Johnny's 21st anniversary special.
Just a check, please.
The king of late night brings us 21 years of the brightest stars.
I caught a peeping Tom booing me.
And the hottest moments ever. For the biggest laughs. It's Johnny's 21st anniversary special. Tomorrow.
Interest rates will rise and falter as the years go by. Plans financial ever alter. Taxes go sky high. But tax deferred or growth annuity makes retirement safe. At last we have income security thanks to G&A.
Hi, I'm Steve Largent, and this is a new Pontiac. Sure, Pontiac builds excitement, but I get enough of that at work. I own a Pontiac because I got a great deal. The 8 Puget Sound Pontiac dealers have a $5 million selection, and that means special factory consideration and better deals for you. When you play on a team like I do, you have to trust your teammates. That's why I really like this Pontiac team.
See your Puget Sound Pontiac dealer and find out how much their $5 million inventory can save for you.
Don Madsen and the Morning News, weekdays.
Today's game is brought to you by Jeep Cherokee and Jeep Wagoneer. When it comes to four-wheel drive, one word says it all, Jeep. By AT&T Information Systems. And by a tool for modern times, the IBM personal computer. Bill Stone with Dave Rowe as we begin fourth quarter action here at Cleveland Stadium. The Browns and Brian Sipe are trying desperately to find a way to move the football.
Phil, if this is a typical fall day in Cleveland, I'd love to be here. It's beautiful weather.
Mike Pruitt, Johnny Davis, the setbacks. There's Pruitt right in behind Davis. He's into the Seattle secondary. He ran right through Bruce Schultz.
You know, we gave credit to Steve Largent before, but watch Willie Adams come in here and block easily. Boy, that's what you call coming off the line. Woo! I thought they were dancing.
14 minutes, 28 seconds to play in this ball game. It is first and 10 Browns. Pruitt, sweep left. And he is inside the 40-yard line. Michael Jackson had him. Brown rolled him out. Let's go to New York now for an update from NFL 83.
Okay, thanks, Phil. You had some good moves on that last play. Check these moves out. Plunkett goes back, fakes, then throws. Great catch by Calvin Muhammad for the touchdown. The Raiders are now within 6. Back to Cleveland.
Your never say die Raiders, Dave Rowe.
Uh-oh, what'd they do?
Now they're back within 6 now of the Washington Redskins.
Oh, Plunkett, he's coming through. Don't worry.
Second down and 2. The ball at the 37. Again. Pruitt around the left side and right into the grasp of Kenny Easley. But it's another first down. Good clearing block from the pulling guard, Joe DeLamielleure.
Watch Kenny Easley as he reacts here. He's got to take on DeLamielleure coming in here. Good stick. That's quite a stick on Pruitt.
Well, they're running right behind Robert Jackson and Doug Deacon and getting DeLamielleure to pull. Pruitt, 21 carries, 90 yards.
Well, he needs 6 more to get his average because he's been averaging 96 yards a game for the first 4 games.
Sipe with time for Newsome.
As we talked earlier about Ozzie Newsome, he's the prototype offensive tight end. He can get downfield. Sipe goes to him in this instance. It's an excellent catch. He plays as if he's a wide receiver again. Great coverage by Kenny Easley. 3 receptions, 42 yards. That's why they call him the Wizard of Oz, and they've got him standing in Cleveland.
That went good for 22 yards to the Seattle Seahawks 11-yard line. Stop 13:32 to play. Sipe will put it in the air. He is hit right in the breadbasket at the 6-yard line. Michael Jackson. It's just how they teach you.
Oh, boy, did Brian Sipe get hit on the latter part of this play. Most quarterbacks are going to do the famous third base or second base slide. Watch Sipe here try to put his head down, and look at that hit. Wouch, that hurt.
Boy, I tell you what, that'll interrupt your dinner plans.
Oh.
Second down and 4. Dave, they just recently sodded this infield where the Cleveland Indians play baseball, so it'll be interesting to see how good the footing is down there. Pruitt is out. Wright Walker and the rookie Boyce Green are in. Green's got it! Touchdown, Brown!
This point, oh boy, he did not make it. Wow. That's why some of the big plays in football happen on the special teams.
12:37 to play. The Seahawks 5-1.
In these modern times, the person who goes to work may not have far to go. But at the Hat of the Month Club, the boss better keep moving. Keep the books, organize the files, write the letters, check out the inventory, find time to create, and still keep on top of things. Yet even a thriving business can reach a point of diminishing returns. A good time to learn about the IBM personal computer. With this tool for modern times, a person can quickly master such jobs as accounting or word processing. Even use the IBM personal computer to forecast growth. All helping the business person at home to wear many hats, while selling even more. And that can be a feather in anyone's cap. The IBM personal computer. Try one on at a store near you.
That was a big, big point after, and it has been a long time since Matt Maher has missed one of those.
78 consecutive kicks, PATs, but you know, Phil, you're only as good as your last one.
Look at this shift. Any question where this one's going to the left side? It'll be Zachary Dixon at the 5. Still on his feet out near the 25-yard line. You can believe this Cleveland Browns crowd will be exhorting its defensive unit to play tough, tough defense. That far on the stop. There's the scoring drive, 88 yards in just a little over 6 minutes. It took them 13 plays, capped by a 5-yard touchdown pass from Sipe to Green. Oh, you don't think the folks at Carson Newman College are hooting and hollering today? First and 10 Seattle, 12:27 to play. The Seahawks lead it 10-9. Charlie Young, the give right up the middle. Kurt Warner into the Cleveland secondary, out across the 30 near the 33.
Phil, we've talked a lot about Kurt Warner, and I don't believe we can talk too much about him, but I understand that Chuck Knox has got his 1991 #1 draft choice picked out.
It wouldn't be his son, would it?
It certainly would be. You know the stats that he had the other night? They were unbelievable. I understand that in a high school game, he ran for 280 yards on 14 carries and had a 95 and a 60-yarder called back. That's quite a day, isn't it?
Bellevue High School. Oh, Warner will go nowhere this time. Thanks in part to Dick Ambrose and the nose tackle who shut it all down before it could even develop, Bob Golick.
You want to see what it's like to get hit. This is it. Warner has nowhere to go, tries to cut back inside. There's Ambrose, there's Golick, there's somebody else. Ouch. 3rd down and 1. Here come the horses for Cleveland.
Now the Browns would love to get the football right here. They have stopped Seattle on 3rd and short and on 4th and less than a yard in this ball game. Warner. And I'm not sure if he'll make it. Awfully close.
Oh boy, it's going to be close. He fell right on top of the flag. The referee came quickly in to mark the spot. This is going to be close.
I tell you, you'd think there was a $100 bill laying there.
Oh, he's 1 inch short.
Now, there's no question. If it's an inch, it may as well, in this situation, leading by 1, be a mile. You've got to get rid of the ball.
Well, if you're at home, the crowd will be screaming, go for it, go for it. And if you didn't make it, they'd be screaming, you're crazy for trying. But here, Chuck Knox is doing the proper thing. He's punting the ball away again to make Cleveland drive from 70 or 80 yards, relying on his defense to come through.
Jeff West, a boomer. Dino Hall retreating to his own 17, and look out. He'll be lucky to come out of that pile with his head. 5. Seahawks converge on little Dino Hall. So the Browns, with 10:47 to play, will start from their own 22-yard line.
In 1876, Alexander Graham Bell started a communications revolution.
Watson, come here. I want you. Watson.
Watson and Watson.
Today, there's a new revolution from AT&T Information Systems.
Glad you could join us, Mr. Watson.
We still on for lunch, Watson?
Goodbye for now, Watson.
AT&T Information Systems.
Tonight you're still a bachelor.
Tomorrow's almost here.
So while you're still a free man, let's bring on the beer. Bull! On this night to remember, it's so clear. You deserve to celebrate with more taste than beer. The bull's got a taste so big, so bold, so smooth. Let's all party with the Schlitz Malt Liquor Bull. Don't say beer, say bull.
Hey, gang, how about another bull?
No one does it like the bull.
Can the Phillies Schmidt produce the big hit? Will Fernando's Heat bring us to the edge of our seats? Will Baltimore's Murray put the Sox in a flurry? Or can the Chicago Bulls smack it with a bases full? A poetry of sorts, only on NBC Sports.
The Browns, with 10 minutes 47 seconds to play, will begin 78 yards from the Seattle goal line at their own 22. The Seahawks under Chuck Knox leading it 10-9. And Dave, Chuck Knox knows something about winning football games. Third winningest active coach in the game today, behind only Don Shula and Don Coryell. That's Pruitt to the 26-yard line. Again, Shelton Robinson. I want to see how many tackles Robinson has when this game ends. Chicago leading the Denver Broncos now 24-14. DeBerg has come on and hit Rick Upchurch.
Back in.
Look here, Pittsburgh over Houston 17-10. Here's the shocker.
Baltimore 34-31. Curtis Dickey just ran for 3 yards to go ahead. 34-31 over Cincinnati.
Look out, could be a fumble. And I believe it will be ruled a fumble. It is, and the Seahawks have recovered. Sipe under tremendous pressure right up the middle. Joe Nash was in there. Jeff Bryant was there.
It was either Joe Nash or Jeff Bryant. No, it's Joe Nash. He just bowled over the center. You can see the play right there. He just completely caught Sipe by surprise. Sipe never had a chance to pull the ball down. Another one of those big key plays.
So the Seattle Seahawks have the ball here with 10 minutes and 1 second to play. It is 1st and 10 at the Browns' 15-yard line. Keep your eyes on the man at the extreme left-hand side of your screen. Warner, off balance at all, falls to the 7-yard line. One other score, Green Bay 52, Tampa Bay 7.
What a cut. You know that Chuck Knox in our pregame talked about how Warner could change direction so quickly and not lose any speed. It's quite evident as he goes through the hole that he's got tremendous foot speed. His feet are continually down on the ground. In other words, he can make that cut, the old cliche, and give you 9 cents change on a dime.
2nd and 3, the ball on the 8. It is Warner again, and this time he'll be down for no yardage at the 8-yard line. Bob Golick, the nose tackle, moving Blair Bush right out. Golick's playing an outstanding game at the nose tackle spot for the Cleveland Browns. Take a look at the rookies' numbers today. 21 carries, 88 yards, and a touchdown. And right now, that touchdown is the difference in this one. It is Seattle 10, the Cleveland Browns 9, with 8:51 to play. Two tight ends now for the Seahawks, Charlie Young and Mike Tice. Steve Largent is out of the ballgame. Play action, Zorn. Down at the 4-yard line, but he has a Seattle first down and a flag is down. I believe it's against the Browns. Zorn clapping his hands frantically. Face mask, I believe, is the call.
Jimmy Zorn decided to put the ball down, and he put it in high gear. He was going straight for the flag. Cleveland really has to come up with a stand here, Phil.
There's Chuck Heberling. Let's listen to the call.
Face mask, 5 yards, number 57 on the tackle, first down.
We really don't see the face mask, but watch Jimmy Zorn's head right in there. There's the face mask. Yes, we do see it. Ouch.
And it's whistled on Clay Matthews. First down at the 1-yard line. 4 down linemen now for the Browns. Kurt Warner up and over. Touchdown Seahawks. Warner's second of the day.
This is the dimension that they've lacked so much in the past. They have it now. There's Kurt Warner up and over.
Dave, you mentioned it earlier in this ball game during a commercial break. They finally have a running back that knows how to run north and south.
Well, he doesn't run like a tank, but he does run north and south. The stigma that Seattle has had in the past is that they were unable to turn the corner. Their running backs would take the pitch and would be unable to turn upfield, be the north and south runner. Warner knows how to run that way. He cuts. He's got great lateral speed. He cuts through the hole. He gets upfield. If it's 3 or 4 yards, he also has the strength to break the hold of a defensive player. Very few single tacklers will bring down Kurt Warner.
Norm Johnson converts the PAT, and with 8:19 to play, Seattle with a 17-9 lead.
Mommy, Daddy's here.
When the Ross's TV set was stolen, it was 5 years old. But Aetna didn't quibble. Aetna replaced it with a brand new model.
Aetna, I'm glad I met you.
When the Gilberts' house was destroyed by fire, Aetna settled in full within 3 days. So they were able to rebuild right away.
Aetna, I'm glad I met you.
If this is the kind of complete coverage you want, maybe it's time you met Aetna.
Aetna, I wish I'd met you.
Introducing the amazing Renault Encore. Look how it feels to mold to the road with four wheels suspended independently. Feel it flow through hairpin curves. Look how the new Encore feels as it almost ignores gas pumps and provides front-wheel drive for extraordinary cornering. For an amazing 5755 European design built in America, the new Renault Encore. Amazing.
The one to watch, the one to watch, the one to watch.
Renault.
Undefeated knockout artist John Collins battles tough Tony Simpson. Then powerful women attack the bars. And the Gold Cup Unlimited Hydroplane Race. Boxing, barbells, and boats. All on the season premiere of NBC's Sports World.
A series that began with a fumble recovery on Brian Sipe ends a minute 42 seconds later. A 2-yard run by Kurt Warner. And it is Seattle 17, the Browns 9. And Johnson will kick it away again. And he really nails it. Boyce Green, 6 yards deep, will sit down. And Sipe and company will begin from their own 20-yard line.
Hey, guess what, Phil Stone? Look at the Los Angeles Raiders against the Washington Redskins.
They're killing me.
21-20. Don't ever count out those Raiders. Plunkett to Calvin. I guess that's
Calvin Muhammad.
Muhammad, I don't know him. He wasn't there when I was, but he ran 22 yards once he caught the ball for a 21-20 lead by the LA Raiders.
And they're playing that game at RFK Stadium in Washington. You can bet the Redskins will make a valiant effort to come back in that one. Sipe on 1st and 10. Harry Holt grabbed from behind and rolled out of bounds. Jacob Green, a defensive end, comes 8 yards downfield from the left side of that defensive line to make the stop. Dave, you know, though, at times it's easy to point to one play or perhaps an official's call that win and lose ball games. Generally speaking, even though it may appear that a single play wins or loses it, not very often the case.
No, it's not. My coach, John Madden, who I have a great deal of respect for and really admired as a head coach, used to say that there are 7 or 8 plays in a game that really determine who's going to win. You play waiting for those 7 or 8 plays. You play around it. The interception by Robinson. The interception down here by Keith Simpson to stop the drive. And, of course, the big play, the missed extra point, I think, really changed the whole atmosphere of the game because instead of being 10-10, automatically Cleveland had to score another touchdown. They came right back and fumbled the play. It's almost like you have an emotional letdown. So you play waiting for those 7 or 8 plays to happen. And when they happen, if your team is the best conditioned, best coach team, you'll take advantage of it.
Browns with the first down now at the 31-yard line. The clock stopped with 7:26 to play in this ball game. Cleveland down by 8. Sipe looking for Harry Holt. Jacob Green with good pressure on Sipe, forcing him out of the pocket. Michael Jackson almost came up with that ball.
When you're running like that, you're running for your life. You often throw the ball away, as Sipe did in that instance. Michael Jackson, number 55, was right there and almost had an interception, which should have been turn out the lights, let's go home.
Dave, with 7:18 to play, it is not too premature, I don't believe, to talk about a possible Seattle Seahawks victory and what it would mean as this young ball club heads into San Diego a week from today.
Well, it continues to progress the team the way Chuck Knox wants it to progress. It's built around youth, it's built around draft choices, Kurt Warner's and that, but it's also built around a change of attitude, which we've talked so much about.
Sipe again under heavy pressure, and again it's the left defensive end, Jacob Green.
There's Sam. But one of the big things, if we watch Jacob Green come in here on a stunt, is that Sipe had no one to go to. He was just throwing the ball to get rid of it. You can see Jacob Green just giving him a push. 4th-year man out of Texas A&M playing again against one of his old teammates, Cody Rison. But Sipe had no one deeper than 15 yards downfield. He had no one to throw the bomb to.
Now that has certainly been the rap, as we touched on during NFL '83. The Cleveland Browns just don't have a wide receiver with the breakaway speed. Right over the the center. That's Ozzie Newsome. And take it from me, that is directly out of the San Diego Charger playbook. From Fouts to Winslow here in Cleveland, it is Sipe to Newsome. Final and the first one this afternoon. Pittsburgh has defeated the Houston Oilers 17-10. Cliff Stout to Walter Abercrombie. Turned out to be the game winner. Gary Anderson got a field goal to make it 17-10. That's the final now. The Browns. And what would seem to be a punting situation. Jeff Gossett on 4th and 5. John Harris, the lone safety. Not a long punt. Harris will let it bounce. And just walk away from it. Don't risk anything when you've got an 8-point lead with 6:20 to play. A 35-yard punt again. No return. Cleveland in command here with 6:20 left at Cleveland Stadium.
This Bud's for everyone who answers the call when someone needs help.
Yeah, just for you. That distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser. This Bud's for you.
Whether you're out in the country or down in the town, there's a new way of living, and it's getting around. GMC, a truck you can live with.
Whether you're taking your family or going alone, there's a great way to get there. Come on and make it your own. GMC, a truck you can live with.
Bill Stone and Dave Rowe. You know, Dave, I remember when home field advantage used to be worth anywhere from 3 to 7 points depending on who you were playing. But here in the fall of '83, it would almost seem more appropriate to refer to it as the home field curse.
Oh, it certainly has been this year. Of course, the season is early. I think it is a very distinct advantage to play at home. It hasn't proven out this year.
Fumble, and Warner pounces on it. You talk about the home field advantage, or conversely, the home field curse, as we take a look at Warner. He just never got the football.
Watch how quick he reacts back to the ball, which is a good sign. He loses the handle right there. He's right back, full knowledge of where it is, good vision. He's right back. That could have been a big play. That is one of the big plays.
Now the visiting Seahawks leading in this one by 8. They have the football, trying to keep that clock running. 5:42 to play. Young in motion. That's Warner. And he gains maybe 2. Clarence Scott comes up from his free safety spot with help from Dick Ambrose. Thing I can't believe, Dave, is here in 1983, visiting teams have won almost 60% of the games.
And that's what it's coming down to this one, too. It's going to be 61% after today, it looks as if. But, you know, this game is really not over, and I know Chuck Knox is very aware of that. An 8-point lead with 5 minutes left in the game is not a sure thing.
Dan Dornick, the third down special receiver, kind of a designated receiver for the Seahawks. Zorn, downfield, Largent looking for a flag, and he will not get it. Good coverage by Rod Perry. Thought he might get a tripping call on Perry. Instead, the Seahawks will have a punt situation. Coming up next, don't forget, a big, big game for both ball clubs. The high-flying offense of the San Diego Chargers versus the stingy folks on the defensive unit of the New York Giants. Jeff West.
He missed it.
And Dino Hall will take it right out of bounds. I should say he missed it. About a 19-yard punt out of bounds at the 42-yard line. The Raiders by 8 now over Washington. Oh, what a turnaround in the nation's capital.
Way to go, Raiders.
Another touchdown pass. Plunkett. 2 to Calvin Muhammad and 1 now to Todd Christensen. Chicago over Denver 31-14. Minnesota falling behind the Dallas Cowboys in the third period. Ron Springs, a 6-yard run. And Ron Fellows, a pass interference call, 58 yards. The Browns with 4:37 to play, down by 8. Batted down at the line of scrimmage by Jacob Green. Other scores, game still going on. 8:22 to play in the fourth quarter at New England. And it is San Francisco leading the Patriots 33-13. Also in the fourth quarter at Atlanta, they're deadlocked now. Bartkowski, a 14-yard pass to Stacey Bailey, the second time he's hit Bailey today. And look at this one, Green Bay burying John McKay's Buccaneers. The Bucs need to find a quarterback with Doug Williams gone. Sipe on 2nd and 10. He's got Willis Adams, a first down at the Seahawks 46. The clock continues to run. I wouldn't be surprised if the Browns go into their 2-minute offense perhaps a couple of minutes early.
They already have. They're lining up with no huddle. They realize that they have got to conserve time. They've got to score with at least 2 minutes left, so that in case they don't recover an onside kick, that they can try to hold Seattle deep in their territory.
1st and 10. Approaching the 4-minute mark. 4:02, 4:01. Sipe on 1st and 10. Flag down. Going to be offensive holding. Somebody was holding on to Jeff Bryant.
Oh boy, if you ever wanted to see holding, you're going to see it on Robert Jackson here. A small stunt on the left side of the line, and he just ripped Jeff Bryant down, number 77. That hurts. It's 10 yards. It gets them back in their own territory. A very costly penalty.
Dave, when you're out around the midfield stripe, though, realistically, it does not affect play selection all that much, whereas if you receive that same penalty deep in your own end.
No, the offensive teams break the field down into what they call 3-down and 4-down territory.
Offense number 68, first down.
You called it.
It's hard. It wasn't hard to miss that one. But they break it down in what they call 3- and 4-down territory. When you get down to about the 35-yard line, you come into what they call questionable 4-down territory, where you can go for it on 4th down. Now they're in 3-down territory. They're in the middle of the field. They've got to come up with a first down if they want to stay in this ball game.
1st and 20. That's Pruitt. Big hole, right side, still on his feet, twisting inside the midfield stripe to the Seahawks 48-yard line. The clock rolls. Don Dufik on the stop. What an afternoon for number 43, Mike Pruitt. There you see the clock. Pruitt, 24 carries, 106 yards. Sipe. Oh, look here. Bobby Jones, a comeback pattern, a little curl at the 30-yard line, and Gregory Johnson tackles it. Clock runs, 3:11, 3:10.
What a great story on Bobby Jones. They said he came out of Texaco Tech. He was working as a mechanic in a gas station, got a chance to go with the New York Jets, didn't get the opportunity to play, wanted to play football, and asked the Jets to trade him. They traded him here, and he's done very, very well.
2 minutes and 50 seconds to play. Sipe on first down. Screen to Pruitt. And Dufik chases him out of bounds. That stops the clock at the 25-yard line, 2:42 to play again. It is Don Dufik. There's a guy, Dufik, like Hank Bauer of the Chargers, a guy that has had to come out every summer and make this ball club. Dino Hall with the Browns.
Very true. Every year they say they cut players like that, but all of a sudden you get just about the time to your first game and you say, hey, we need him going down under kickoffs, and we need him returning punts and kickoffs. So you bring them back on. They're great players for their tremendous courage that they put on teams.
2nd down and 6 now. Ball at the 25. Cleveland desperate to get on the board. Sipe. Jones cannot hold on. inside the 20-yard line. He had it and had it stripped away by Keith Simpson.
In this situation, Phil, the Cleveland Browns are under the utmost strain. Their offensive line is just under tremendous strain. The defensive linemen of Seattle are able to just tee off. It almost looks as if it was a catch by Logan. Fortunately, they ruled it. Watch the hustling Seattle get to it. Ball. That could have been a costly play. But it puts tremendous strain on the offensive line of Seattle. They've got a pass block. Seattle's worried about nothing except the pass. That's all they're worried about. And they're down there. They've got 250 pounds on their fingertips, and they're roaring off the ball.
Sight on 3rd and 6 now. 2 minutes, 36 seconds to play. Right over the middle. Very, very close to the first down. I believe he'll be short by a yard, maybe 2. Bobby Jones, the receiver, and he's slow getting up, but I don't think he's going to get up.
He took quite a shot in the middle there, coming across that middle. That's what you call no man's land. As we look out there, there's Dr. John Bergfield and the trainer Leo Murray. Leo's been with the Browns since 1950. Watch the hit here. You can see this is no man's territory. It's not where you want to be. You can see right there 3 people coming down on him. He really came down on the ball more so than the hit. That's tough territory. That checks out the courage of the receivers, the Steve Largents and the receivers like that continually go over that middle. That'll really test you.
Now Bobby Jones is up in his 5th year. Coming into today's ball game, 8 catches for 1 touchdown.
I wonder how many yards of tape old Leo Murphy there has put out since 1950 for this team.
I'll bet you he's had enough tape to cover Cleveland to Seattle.
He remembers when Lou Groza was a kid.
Now, what a victory this would be for the Seahawks if they can hold on. This is a homecoming of sorts for their president and general manager, Mike McCormick, for their defensive coordinator, Tom Catlin. McCormick was an offensive tackle here back during the glory years, 54 to 62. Mike played in 6 Pro Bowls, 3 NFL championship games while he was here, clearing the way for the great Jimmy Brown. Sight 24 of 36.
Oh boy, he's off and running.
Jacob Green.
A lineman's dream.
And Seif will not catch him. Touchdown, and look at the Seahawk bench. Everybody's coming to see Jacob Green.
Seif went to that play 1 time too much today. He completed several passes, and it looked as if Jacob Green could knock him down or bat him down. And this time, Jacob Green just played it just perfect. He was right there on the wide side. You'll see him on the left of your screen. As Seif just wants to dump it quick to Pruitt. There's Jacob Green, steps in between, and he's off to the races. Boy, he doesn't run like a defensive end, does he? 73 yards. That's a lineman's dream.
Well, he is already, Dave Rowe, the all-time Seattle sack leader with 24. But I'll tell you, he'll take that 73-yard romp over every one of those sacks to be sure.
Look at Reggie McKenzie there. He's loving it. Look, he needs help to get to the bench. He's so tired.
A minute 50 to play, and that has taken the wind out of the Browns' sails. It is now 23 to 9. Johnson on to try and tack on the point after. And he drills it perfect. 24 to 9. Seattle over the Cleveland Browns. And now here comes another one of those fantastic finishes.
Alcoa presents Fantastic Finishes. 1979, an unfriendly Superdome crowd greets the Atlanta Falcons. In overtime, the Saints are forced to punt. The snap from center sails high over Russell Ertzlaben's head. He's in trouble now, and his futile pass is turned into a touchdown by James Mayberry as the Falcons defeat the Saints 40-34 on the game's final play.
Tamper-evident closures. For over 50 years, Alcoa closures like these have helped provide important protection in our hospitals, our supermarkets, and our drugstores. And with this closure, double tamper-evident protection is built in. You can see that it's unbroken in the store. You can hear it breaking at home. Alcoa closures. Look for them. Ask for them. Because today, you owe it to yourself.
There is the shocker here in Cleveland. A game that at halftime was deadlocked at 3 apiece has been all Seattle in the final 2 periods, Dave.
Well, when it came down to the mistakes, they were Cleveland mistakes. And that's what decided the game.
Norm Johnson. It is taken by Green, and he is out to the 15-yard line and dumped head over heels.
Again, inside the 20-yard line. What can you say for the coverage teams? We've talked about the attitude. We've talked about the change. It certainly is evident here today.
Now what do you do if you're San Ritigliano? Your ball club is on the short end of a 24-9 score, Dave. You've got the New York Jets coming in here a week from today, and this will certainly fuel the fire of the quarterback controversy here along Lake Erie.
It certainly will, but you have to realize that this is one game. It's a long season. One game doesn't determine it. If you lose a player, it hurts, but one game doesn't make or break a season.
Sight at the 15-yard line. 1:43 to play. Ozzie Newsome. And the flag is down. We've paused briefly for station identification. This is the NBC television network.
You're watching KING-TV, Channel 5, Seattle.
You have seen an outstanding ball game here in the first half of our doubleheader here on NBC today. Stay tuned. From the Meadowlands, it is the San Diego Chargers and the New York Giants coming up next here on NBC. I want to thank our spotters today here in Cleveland, John Benchko and Pete Halvin, and our stats man Don Travis. An outstanding job, gentlemen, and we thank you. Seattle Seahawks certainly not a fluke as you take a look, and they have taken advantage of every one of those Cleveland Brown turnovers. Sight pressure again, and he is dumped. Jeff Bryant leveled Brian Sight. Now the Seahawks knocked off the Jets, the Chargers, and just a minute 37 seconds away from knocking off the Cleveland Browns. And the Raiders, oh, what a turnaround in Washington, D.C.
Well, they're just a slow starting team. You know, they fell behind 17-7, but they've scored about the last 35 points, and it's 35-20. As Greg Pruitt, the other Pruitt, just has had a punt return of 97 yards for a touchdown, 35-20.
Now, it has been a day of big plays around the league. Ozzie Newsome will get out of bounds at the 23. In Green Bay, Phil Epps had a punt return for 89 yards.
How about that Baltimore-Cincinnati score?
What a shocker. Forrest Gregg has got to be tearing what few hairs he has left right out of his noggin. 34-31, the Colts over the Bengals today. Brian Sipe will come off. Jeff Gossett will boot it away on 4th down and 3 at the 23. And the Seattle Seahawks now with just a minute 29 to play and a 15-point lead, I would say, assured of their 3rd victory of the season. Nobody even back for Seattle. It's down there. Al Gross downs it at the 31-yard line, a 48-yard punt. The executive producer of NBC Sports is Michael Wiseman. The coordinating producer of NBC's NFL football is Ted Nathanson. The telecast of today's game has been produced by Roy Hammerman, directed by Mark Warner. The technical director, Bill Kelly. Associate director, Janice Casaza. And we thank you all for a job well done. We have had pictures extraordinaire.
We certainly have been.
take a look at Kurt Warner.
Phil, I don't want to say I told you so, and I really hope nothing happens to Kurt Warner, but this is the time when you take Kurt Warner out.
Couldn't agree with you more.
You don't leave him in with 15 points. 15-point lead, minute and roughly 10 seconds left in the game. You just don't do it.
Now the Browns call a timeout. Next Sunday, right here at Cleveland Stadium, it's the New York Jets and the Cleveland Browns, and you'll see it, one of many regional games here on NBC. And don't forget, the Seahawks will ride this win into San Diego to take on Don Coryell's Chargers. And what a big, big game the Chargers face coming up next here on NBC.
Oh, boy, we have two great games for people to see. Not only today watching the Seahawks in Cleveland, but that San Diego game, they can play with anybody. They can score and run with anybody. You know, an interesting thing, I talked to Steve Largent this morning, and he told me he was going to do something outstanding so I could say hello to his wife, Terry, but he hasn't done anything today, Terry, so I can't mention his name.
A minute 10 to play. 3 weeks. That's Hughes right up the middle, and the Browns simply cannot stop the Seattle Seahawks running attack. A first down out at the 48-yard line. Now, we talked about what a big, big win this would be for Mike McCormick in his playing days here in Cleveland, Dave. But there's another fella on this Seattle unit, defensive coordinator Tom Catlin, who was a center and linebacker here for the Browns back in the mid-50s. He also a part of 3 NFL championship games. Well, I'll tell you, they had some great players back in McCormick and Catlin's days. Jimmy Brown, Lou Groza, Otto Graham, Milt Plum. Remember Dante LaValle?
Boy, do I ever. There's one sitting over here next to me, too, Paul Warfield. Tremendous football player.
Now, that Bobby Mitchell, who was inducted along with Paul in the Hall of Fame this year. You had Ray Renfro.
Oh, boy, you can keep on going because I can tell you Gene Hickerson and Dick Shafrath.
Dick Mojalewski. It goes on and on. And there was a ball club back during McCormick and Catlin's days that you could simply not call it a one-dimensional ball club, a two-dimensional ball club. They played every facet of this game of football. Pruitt, 24 carries, 106 yards. Warner, 24 carries, 95 yards. But more importantly, Warner has 2 touchdowns. 55 seconds. Clock continues to roll. Seattle with 1 timeout remaining, but the thinking being right now, why prolong the agony? This has certainly been a game of turnovers. Tied at 3-all. Shelton Robinson intercepted Brian Sipe. That set up Kurt Warner's first touchdown of the day that made it 10-3. And then after Sipe was nailed by Joe Nash, the Seahawks recovered the fumble. Kurt Warner took it in for his second touchdown of the day. And then in the 4th period, Sipe intercepted by the left defensive end of the Seahawks, Jacob Green, and he, right in stride, rambled 73 yards, and Sipe could not catch up to a guy who weighs 255 pounds. So that's the last play here in Cleveland as the